Hello mga KA-RFF, this is Jason from Rampver Financials. Okay, for today we will be discussing a type of product that is very typical right now, but I think most of the guys who bought this, um, doesn't really have a full understanding yet on how this thing works, no. At the same time, syempre, dun sa mga bago at susubok, 'di ba? Mas maganda po na maintindihan na nila kung paano ba talaga nagwo-work itong product na to. We believe that this particular product is also the right product for particular needs. Again, wala naman talagang right product for all. It really depends on your need, your capabilities, your objective, so many factors po talaga. Okay? And then this particular product po na binasabi ko would be the Variable Universal Life or VUL. Now, for this discussion, this will be more of a training type of discussion, similar to what we are doing whenever we train someone in Rampver. This would be divided into two parts. We have the part 1, which is for this particular video, and the second part would be next video na po yun, no? Para po hindi po kayo masyadong ma-overwhelm, ika nga. So without further ado, please watch our video, and for those people who haven't subscribed yet, no? This is the best time to subscribe now. We have so many videos in our channel. We know na makakatulong po sa inyo to, na sana po ma-share nyo rin sa inyong kapamilya at mga kaibigan. So again, maraming salamat po, and please enjoy this session. Hello mga KA-RFF. As mentioned, we will be discussing how a VUL or Variable Universal Life work. A few reminders lang po would be, this video is intended to educate. Okay? So hindi po tayo magko-compare ng ano bang mas maganda, itong product ba na to or ito. Again, babalik po tayo lagi sa objective. Lahat po ng pangangailangan natin ay unique. Okay? And one product can actually answer a specific need, and the other product naman would answer a different need naman. So again, we will always go back to our objective. Now, the discussion would be very objective, as if kayo po ay nag-attend ng isang life insurance training po, no? Na katulad po ng aming ina-attendan. Lastly, I hope you learn from this and let this be a guide when choosing the right insurance product for you and your family. Ano nga ba ang VUL? Again, ang VUL po or Variable Universal Life ay isa pong uri ng permanent life insurance policy that combines protection and an investment opportunity. When we say permanent life insurance policy, ibig po sabihin, ang insurance po na ito ay may protection. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2, so it has the capacity to earn cash values. Parang yun po yung parang savings natin. And another characteristic of a permanent plan is it can earn dividends. So yun po yung characteristics ng isang permanent life insurance policy na wala po sa term insurance po or sa mga temporary plans natin. Since there is an investment opportunity, the policyholder or the insured may invest the cash value component or the savings component into different securities like bonds and stocks. And just like mutual funds and URTFs, it's actually invested in a pooled fund. Kung ikaw ay conservative or short-term lang objective mo, of course, you may use the money market fund or the bond fund. And next, if you're a moderate investor, meron kang 3 to 5 years na objective, lagi po namin sinasabi ito sa mutual funds, no? Then a balanced fund can be the right fund for you, no? But if you have a long-term goal and you're a bit aggressive, of course, you may choose stock funds po. For VULs po kasi, ang kagandahan, ang coverage ay very flexible. Of course, you can enhance yung pinaka-coverage mo through the use of riders, and in fact, there are occasions when you are allowed to upgrade or downgrade your coverage, no? Within the policy year or every renewal. Depende po sa product design yan. But nonetheless, ang kagandahan po talaga ng VUL is it is very flexible. Normally, okay, the coverage is until age 99. So talagang, again, parang whole life plan ito. Ano po ba yung mga type ng VUL sa market? Yan, na maganda pong katanungan yan. Basically, we have two types of VUL. So number one is the single premium, and then next would be the regular premium. Kadalasan narinig natin, yung single premium po, katulad po yan ng single-pay VUL. Parehas po yan. Or those are actually the same naman po. Ano po ba ang single premium? So when we say single premium, again, it's a lump sum payment. So minsanan lang po. So ibig sabihin po, hindi kailangan magbayad ng premiums regularly. Hindi kailangan bayan ng taon-taon, every quarter, every month. Hindi po kailangan. As long as you made that first payment, your policy is already effective. Hindi mo kailangan siyang bantayan masyado, no, kung maglalapse ba siya or hindi. Next would be the focus of single premium is really more on the investment potential of the cash values or the fund. Yung allocation po ng protection is actually very little lang. In fact, later makikita nyo po kung gaano lang kalaki yung coverage mo when you have a single premium or a single pay VUL. Then of course, as mentioned a while ago, the policyholder or the insured may choose the investment fund or funds available within the provider. And in fact mo, it doesn't stop you from investing locally lang, but also there are companies that provides an opportunity for you to invest globally. Yung po yung kagandahan din ng single pay VUL or single premium. So ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin, ano nga ba or paano ang death benefit ng isang single premium VUL. So as you can see here, yung minimum guaranteed death benefit ng isang insured ay 125% of the single premium. Okay, so ibig sabihin, to simplify lang po, kung ikaw po ay naglagay ng 100,000, pag ang insured po ay namatay, guaranteed po na babalik sa kanyang family members ay 125,000 because the additional 25K is the 25% of 100,000. However, pag ang account value ay higher, okay? Kasi nga po, di ba, parang mas focus siya dun sa investment potential. Pag ang investment niya na, or yung current market value niya na, is more than 125,000. Sabihin na natin, 150,000 na siya. Okay, after a few years. Then, ang ibibigay po sa pamilya ay yung 150,000 po. Hindi po yung 125. Kasi, kung makikita nyo po, it's either 125% of the single premium or account value, whichever is higher. So, pakatatandaan nyo po yan. Now, next po, ang pag-uusapan naman natin ay ano ba yung mga opportunities, no? Pag ikaw po ay kumuha ng isang single premium VUL. So, number one would be, again, one-time payment lang. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, pagkabayad mo, hindi mo na kailangang mangamba kung ito po ba ay maglalapse or hindi. Kasi po, isang beses ka lang kailangan maglagay. Now, next po, typically, a single pay VUL or a single premium provides a guaranteed issue offer. Ano po ang ibig sabihin nun? Basically, ikaw po ay garantisado na makakakuha ng policy. Hindi mo na kailangan magpa-medical. Kailangan mo lang mag-accomplish ng application form and some few declarations. Normally, pag ganyan po, ini-issue po kaagad yan. No? Halos 100% na po na makukuha mo yung policy. But again, it's still a case-to-case basis depending on the plan or your condition po. No? Again, there are so many factors, but nonetheless, most of the time po, ang single premium, merong guaranteed issue offer. Next would be, since the single pay VUL is focused more on the earnings potential and not on the coverage, the cost of insurance is actually very minimal or very low, in fact. No? For the COI, I'll be discussing this one on my next video. So, antabayanan nyo po yan. Now, next would be, usually a single pay VUL can be issued until age 75, depende po sa product and provider. Next would be, it has a low policy charge or acquisition charge natin. Similar to a mutual fund, no? You have a sales load, very manageable. For example lang, no, sa mutual fund, you have a 3% sales load. Halos ganung range din po yung charge nila for single premium VUL. And usually, that's one time lang. Unless mag-top up ka, wala ka nung charge na yon. Now, another opportunity would be you have multiple options where to invest your money. Again, not only locally, but globally as well. So, you'll have to look for that provider that offers these kinds of benefits or options in the market. So, on top of, di ba, parang fund manager, syempre, tingnan nyo rin kung ano yung offering na binibigay nila. Guaranteed minimum death benefit is actually fixed. It's always 25% of the single premium paid. Some policies or some SPVULs, no, na kung tawagin, you may also attach some riders para at least po ma-enhance natin yung coverage nyo. It really depends on the design of the product or how the provider wants it, no, or wants it enhanced. So it really depends po. Sometimes you may add accidental death benefit, disability, dismemberment, critical illness. So it really depends. Okay? So you'll have to look at your options lang in the market. Top-ups can be made anytime. Yun naman po yung kagandahan. But nonetheless, please take note lang that there is also a policy charge, no? Parang again, sa mutual funds, ika nga, meron ulit tayong entry fee every time that we make top-ups. Now, let's discuss somehow yung opposite nito. So, parang yung mga hurdles natin. So, ano ba yung mga obstacles na nakikita natin pag ikaw ay meron isang single premium VUL? Number one would be yung no insurance coverage. Okay? Kaya nga, please take note guys na pag ikaw ay naghahanap ng higher coverage talaga na insurance policy, hindi ito yung tamang option. So again, may binabagayan. Kasi ang focus ito again would be more on the investment side. Then next would be, it has a long holding period. Kung ikaw po ay medyo malikot na investor, kung gusto mo yung pera mo ay labas-pasok lang, medyo pag-isip-isipan nyo po mabuti ito, no? Kasi ang typical po, no, na holding period ng isang single premium VUL, usually it's around 5 years. Now, in terms of the exit charges po, normally medyo malaki po yan. When I say malaki, no, normally pag within first year pa lang, nag-withdraw ka na, ang charge mo would be around 5%, second year 4%, third year 3%, and then 2 and 1. Next would be yung cost of insurance. Again, I'll be discussing this in my next video. The cost of insurance may vary depending on the current market value of the policy. Sa next video ko po, papakita ko ano po ba yung implication ng cost of insurance with regard to our investment. No? Kung ano yung impact niya sa ating parang investment. Next would be any type of VUL naman would have the admin charge. So somehow, parang a small downside would be it has a continuous admin charging because of course, parang ito yung parang maintenance nung policy mo. So it will always be there. Kailangan alam nyo yan, no? And also, you should know how it's being charged against to your policy. Next topic would be the second type of VUL would be the regular premium. Now, the regular premium, on the other hand, is focused on the protection. Okay, so hindi po talaga masyado ito sa investment opportunities. It's really focused more on the protection side. And unlike the single premium, ito pong regular premium kailangan po nating bayaran regularly. Pwedeng monthly, pwedeng quarterly, semi-annual, or annual po yan. Ang kagandahan po ng regular premium is that the basic insurance coverage and riders are actually very flexible. Ang kagandahan po kasi ng regular-pay VUL, no? Depende po ulit sa product design, there would be instances na, okay, you got a 1 million coverage right now. Single ka pa. Pagdating mo ng after 10 years, married ka na, may mga anak ka na, so naisip mo, kailangan mo magdagdag ng insurance coverage. Ang pwede mong gawin is, depende again dun sa policy mo, minsan ino-offer nila na, okay, using the same policy, pwede kang mag-upgrade ng coverage mo from 1 million, pwede natin gawing 1.7, pwedeng 1.8. Tapos, same lang yung premiums mo, hindi mo kailangan mag-apply ng panibagong policy. Okay? So, may mga ganong klaseng flexibility. And now, in terms of the riders, it's more diverse compared to a single premium. Kasi mga hospital income benefit, mga waiver of premium, payers rider, yung mga yan, typically, makikita mo yan sa isang regular premium policy. Since this is a VUL, it has still an investment opportunity, you may choose the fund or funds where you will be investing the cash value. So you still have that kind of prerogative. Okay? Now, in terms of coverage, kung kanina sa single premium, ang minimum death benefit is 125% or 25% of the premium or the single pay premium. Dito naman po sa regular premium, ang minimum death benefit mo would always be times 5 of your regular premium. So, ibig sabihin po kung ikaw ay nagbabayad ng 20,000 every year, ang minimum coverage mo should be at least 100,000 pesos po. Ano naman yung mga opportunities natin na pwede makuha when getting a regular pay VUL? So number one, it has higher insurance coverage than single pay VUL. So that's a given. Instead of 25% lang, ito times 5 po. So ayan po yung maganda dyan. Now, of course, there is convenience as well. Now, again, this is very objective in a way na, alam mo, kung hindi ka masyadong maipon, hindi nahihirapan ka magtabi separately ng savings mo, hindi mo mapuwersa yung sarili mo, no, magtabi. I think a regular pay VUL is actually parang a good alternative in that sense. Kasi dito pwersado ka pwersado kang kumuha ng or magbayad ng coverage mo. At the same time, pwersado kang magtabi ng pera mo. Kasi alam mo yun, ibang-iba yan sa mutual fund na kami lang yung nagre-remind sa'yo na, uy, baka gusto mo mag-invest ngayon. Okay lang, hindi ka mag-invest, hindi naman mawawala yung account mo, pero it's still an opportunity to buy more shares right now at a lower price. Pero po dito sa regular premium, pag sinulatan ka ng insurance company, o bukas or sa 15, kailangan mo na magbayad ng premium mo, ha? Pag hindi ka nagbayad, bibigyan kita ng 30 days. Pag hindi ka nagbayad pa rin, lapse ang iyong policy. So, mawawala ka ng coverage at the same time ng savings or ng investment. It's convenient in that sense, no? Hindi mo na siya masyadong kailangang mag-combine ng multiple products. Okay? Hindi mo na kailangan magbayad from different banks or institutions, not just to maintain your coverage and investment. So, yun yung kagandahan ng all-in-one, no? Ika nga, na ino-offer ng regular premium. Fixed minimum death benefit, again, the minimum is always times 5, but nonetheless, if based on the contract, your sum insured is this amount, then yun po yung i-honor, no? Yan yung pinaka-minimum niya. Kagandahan din po, depende po sa klase ng VUL na kukunin nyo po. On some occasions po, on top of the sum insured, kunyari 1 million, tas may fund value ka na 300,000. Depende po sa product again, pwedeng yung parehos na yon ay mapunta sa iyong beneficiaries. And actually, ang kagandahan po dyan sa part na yan, no, pag ito po yung nakuha yung klase ng regular pay VUL, is that ang advantage kasi nito compared to a, sabi mo, ng term insurance, okay? So, term insurance kasi, alam naman natin, mura, but you get technically the same coverage over time. So, for example, kumuha ka ng 1 million ngayon, and then ang term mo is 20 years. The problem is, yung 1 million mo na coverage after 20 years, alam naman natin, with the impact of inflation, maaring yung value niyan hindi na kasing ganda, no? Pag after 20 years, kung kailan ka nag-claim because of inflation. However, the advantage of a VUL is the fund value actually compensates your losses, technically your paper losses, from the inflation. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kahit pa paano, since, kunyari, naging 1.3 million nga yung benefit, then, definitely, naka-recover siya from the effects of inflation. The premiums are flexible, and same as the coverage. That's a very good advantage. Next would be, there's no model charges. Unlike with a traditional plan, a whole life, an endowment, or even a term insurance, pag ikaw po ay nag-semi-annual, quarterly, or monthly, meron ka na pong modal charges. Ibig sabihin, kung sa annual is 20,000 pesos, for example, a year, pag ikaw ay nag-quarterly, pwedeng magiging ang total mo is 23,000 na. So, yun po yung impact ng modal charges. Unlike po kasi sa regular pay VUL, so kunyari may 20,000 kang premium, i-divide lang po yun into 12. Hindi po masisira yung budget mo. Top-ups can be made anytime, same with single pay VUL, but there are still parang charges, no, every time that you make your own top-ups. Just to set things straight lang po, no, when you say a regular pay VUL po or regular premium, basically the premiums are payable until age 99. But don't worry, you may avail of a premium holiday. Kunyari, nakaka 25 years ka na, 30 years ka na nagbabayad, pwede ka munang magpahinga. Okay? But when I say pahinga, hindi po ibig sabihin ay hindi mo na kailangan ulit bumalik. Pag nagpapahinga ka po kasi, ang ginagamit mong pambayad ay yung naipon mong pera sa iyong cash value or sa iyong investment. Pag kunyari, dumating yung point na naubos na yung fund mo, ngayon, susulatan ka ngayon ng insurance company na, hey, you might want to add or continue paying your premiums para lang masustain natin yung coverage mo until age 99. Now next, pag-usapan naman natin ano yung mga obstacles naman na nakikita natin sa mga regular premium. Number one would be, of course, the cost is higher compared to a term insurance. There are so many factors. There's the investment component, and typically naman po kasi ang permanent plan, mas mahal po talaga siya compared to a term insurance. However, it doesn't mean na hindi po siya maganda or mas advantageous pa rin ang term insurance. Hindi po ganun. Again, it really depends on your need during the time, no? Kung kailan ka kukuha ng iyong coverage. And there are so many factors po, no, to consider when getting these kinds of coverage. Yung policy charges natin are quite high, or the acquisition charges natin compared to a single pay VUL or sa term insurance, no, there are actually policy charges na somehow medyo malaki, and you really have to look at it and study it para alam nyo kung ano yung impact nun sa inyong policy, and para lang din aware kayo, no. Yung potential earnings po natin sa isang VUL would always depend on technically several factors. On top of the market performance, we know that the market is volatile, goes up and down, so the results would be different, no, depending on your need, basically, or the performance would be different depending on the conditions of the economy, di ba? So there's so many things happening there, and we know that already. But other things kasi, yun nga, yung policy charges, will have to factor that in. And of course, yung cost of insurance natin. Now, the riders, the insurance, basically, it's not free. It needs to be charged somewhere. Again, the higher cost of insurance that you have, it would have a direct impact, in your earnings potential. The thing with regular premium is that it requires periodic review to align with your current financial goals. Kasi what if hindi na pala ito enough? So, based on sa nakuha mong klase ng VUL, makakasunod pa ba siya? Makakasabay pa ba siya dun sa pangangailangan mo? Or hindi na? So, somehow we'll have to recalibrate your coverage from time to time. Again, the other products are quite flexible in a way na it can answer the gaps in your needs at some point. So next would be yung continuous payment of cost of insurance and admin charges. Any kind of charges, we'll have to understand it better. So we know what to expect at the end of the day, or from the point na kailangan mo ng coverage mo. So that's the end of the part 1. And I hope marami po kayo natutunan at sana po na-simplify ko po yung concept ng VUL. Now, as promised, there would be a part 2. So antabayanan nyo po yan. Please do subscribe. Please do share our channel. Please don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you so much po. Maraming salamat. You are our inspiration. Ingat po kayo.